Thanks for watching another instructional video by GotNitroOnline.com. Today we're going to be installing the radio gear on the Nuova Faor SF509 Race Nitro. This customer has chosen to go with our recommended high-tech servos, the HS775MG. Low profile servo, as you can see. Metal gear, ball bearing, excellent servos to run in these high-end bikes. So to do this, we still need to pull the front end off and access the frame servo tray lower mounts. To do this, we've gone ahead and removed the fuel tank by removing the main gear, the pin, and the washers. We've taken this screw out, this one, and the same in the other side, and dropped the fuel tank. We've also removed the side body mount. We've loosened the bolt here, here, and here, these 3 bolts. Now we're going to go ahead and remove these 3 bolts, pull the front end off so that we can easily access the mounting here for the servos. We'll just pull the front end off completely out of the brake sheath mounting here. Once we pull this bolt out, it'll just remove itself forward. Don't forget to also remove the top body mount piece here with the 3mm bolt, and this is the one with the spring underneath it. So as you pull that bolt out, just make sure you keep an eye on that spring and it doesn't fly off. Now that we have the front fork assembly removed from the bike, it simply pulls out. We'll set this aside. And as you pulled out the 3 bolts here, don't forget about the frame spacers to make sure you grab those as you pull the bolt out. Now we can easily access the lower bolt holes to install the servos. Real simple to pull the front end off, and now we're ready for the servo install. Alright, we've gone ahead and installed the high-tech HS775NG low-profile servos into the servo tray. Here we have our steering servo, note its location, and then our throttle servo. Here, note its location. And what I was mentioning before about removing these 3 bolts and the top body mount, that enables you to pull the front end off, and then simply wiggling the exhaust coupler here when the pipe is in there, just wiggle it loose, allows you to raise the servo tray up so that you can easily access all the bolts that you need to finish the install of the servos. So we're ready to put that back together, and while we've had that apart, we've gone ahead and installed the hump style battery pack along with the DX3 temperature probe, which is right here, and we've inserted that into the battery in the upper portion here where that's located. So we've just used double back tape for the battery and just a simple good quality zip tie, and it's on there very secure. Here's our front end here, all ready to slip back into the servo housing. And then we've also gone ahead and set up the servo horns. This one here is for the throttle, and it's going to mount like this. So we have this portion here for the throttle, the front brake, and the rear brake. And then we've also gone ahead and installed the bolt on the other servo horn so we can set up the steering on that. And that's the way that guy gets set up. Give you a good look at the bike. And we're ready to start putting the bike back together. So we have the build complete now on the Nuova Faor SF509 race Nitro bike. This build, we went ahead and installed the Pro forks on the front. We also went with the all-even sidebars, which is the nylon bar as opposed to the roller system that comes with the bike. The nylon bars from the all-even RC are much more forgiving on pavement and has a tendency not to toss the bike around as much. So a lot easier to learn. It allows the bike to lean over at a not quite as steep of an angle, so you don't scratch up the bike before you learn how to drive it. We've gone ahead and installed the remote headlock right here. This is a new remote headlock that we've got. The other ones didn't work all that well. The fitting on the glow plug wasn't tight. These ones work extremely well. And you, with the one wire remote glow plug remote, you'll want to attach it to the engine mount, and that's why we've used this bolt here for the ground, and then just run your wire over to the glow plug. We've gone with our GNO aluminum roto start with the stainless steel insert. Comes with a lifetime warranty. We've also gone with the underarm reinforcement. Really nice looking piece, helps protect the chain, and really helps keep a lot of the debris, small stones and whatnot from getting up into the chain and the gears. We've also gone with the all-even micro drive, black sprocket here. It's a different pitch chain, so you also have to change the counter sprocket. This is a finer pitch chain which allows the rear wheel to spin a lot freer and a lot smoother, which to the end result is more horsepower. Our hump battery pack is installed underneath. Give you a little bit of the close-up of the bike. You can see how we have the throttle servo set up with the front brake, the rear brake, and then the arm to activate the throttle. Mounted the receiver in the rear, nicely tucked in the wiring. Beautiful bike with all these goodies. And I also wanted to point out here is where we have the RPM telemetry installed for the RPM speed. And once you have the transmitter hooked up to this, then there's a little bit of a test, the revolutions of the wheel and the distance to calibrate so that you have the right RPMs for the vehicle that you're running. We've gone with the steering arm, all aluminum. Shows you how the remote headlock piece is fitting in there in the glow plug, nice and tight. As you can see, they're a beautiful bike when you get them all set up, ready to run. This one is now ready to break the motor in, the engine in. And we recommend 20 to 25% nitro fuel for that, and a good quality oil. Well, thanks for watching our instructional video on the Nova Faor SF509 race nitro bike. This bike is capable of speeds well over 70 miles an hour, and with the all-even rear sprocket, chain, and front sprocket, you can also change the gearing. So you can gear it a lot taller for more top-end speed, or gear it lower to be popping wheelies at will. Thanks again for watching Got Nitro Online instructional video.